Hi everyone! For today's video, we're kind of going off of the makeup beauty track a little, and I'm going to be talking about my tattoos and my piercings. So there's something kind of different, a little bit fun. I know a lot of people love to hear about other people's tattoos and piercings and whatever they do to modify their body, I guess. I know I'm really interested in that, so this is why I wanted to kind of share it with you guys. Maybe kind of give some tips and tricks on getting piercings or tattoos, or what to get, how to get them, when to get them, all that good stuff. Without further ado, let's just get right into the video. So first, I think I'm going to talk about my piercings. They're a little less interesting, and I don't really have anything special. So I'll just kind of show more this ear, because this is basically the same as the other one, except for this right here. When I was, I think, 6, when I was in the first grade, so 6, yeah, I guess, I got my first right here. I got these done at Claire's, as everyone else did, way back when, you know, with the whole, like, punch gun thing, I guess, whatever you want to call it, that are actually really bad for getting piercings. But obviously mine turned out perfectly fine, because I'm still wearing them. I keep my earrings all day, every day. I never take them out, like, ever. I sleep with them, everything like that. They don't bother me. And I just, like, take them out every once in a while to make sure that I wash them and get all, like, the gook out and all that kind of stuff. So then I have my second piercings right here. I got these when I was 14. I got them done at a place called Pincushion, and they are like the best when it comes to piercing. They're extremely sterile, and then they use needles. They don't use guns. They use just a long, thin, sterilized needle, and they just literally like stab you. It doesn't hurt more than a gun. Like, it's the same concept, but it's a lot more controlled. It's a lot more clean. And then on my right ear here, I have this piercing. It's just a cartilage piercing. It's like a little bit like farther down though. And I have this ring. I really like the look of the ring, which has like the little ball here. I got this done when I was 16. Was I 17? I honestly don't know. So I got that done at the same place, Pincushion, the same, you know, technique. I have this only on this ear. This piercing is kind of weird when it comes to healing. I think because I always like to sleep on this side, so then I always kind of put pressure on it. Like, right now it's very healed, but then you never know, in like a month I may like sleep on it the wrong way, and then it gets kind of all messed up again. But honestly, like, it's whatever. I know how to take care of it. I use hydrogen peroxide, and I make sure I clean it out very often, and that kind of heals it back to health, which is good. And this is definitely my favorite piercing, just because it kind of gives you a little bit more character. Like, it kind of like brings my character out more, I guess. So when it comes to piercings, if there's anything else I would want to get, I would say maybe a nose piercing. Like, I've been like thinking about it, but like it's not like hugely important to me. And I would want to get a ring, not like a stud. I like the look of the ring better. But advice when it comes to getting piercings, I would say just make sure you're going to a place that is really sterile and clean, and they know what they're doing. Don't go to a place that uses a gun. That's not a good way to do it at all. I mean, basically the whole point of this video, whatever I'm gonna say just do whatever you want, but make sure you do it the right way. Make sure you do your research, all that kind of stuff. But if you want to do something, go for it. Don't let someone else tell you that, oh, you're gonna regret that in 10 years, you're gonna, you know, wish you never did that, you're gonna wish you want to take it out, take it off, whatever. Don't listen to people. Do what you want to do what makes you happy, and don't let other people run your life like that. So it's your body, you get to do whatever you want with it. So next is tattoos. So I'm gonna start with my most recent tattoo. Do I go like this? Am I even in the frame? So I have these roses right here. I got this a few days after the new year of this year, so in January of 2017, and I got this with my 2 sisters and my mom. So basically the premise behind this tattoo is my sisters, my mom, and myself all have the middle name Rose. And so for the longest time we've been talking about getting a tattoo that involves roses that we can all get together and share. So this is just 4 roses here, The next one is just a little bit smaller than the previous one. My sister Danielle designed this. She sketched it out. She's like an artist and all that stuff, so obviously we would have her draw it out for all getting it. She did an amazing job. It looks perfect. I couldn't ask for anything else. I love the way it looks. We went down to a place called Cobra Custom. That's where I have gone for all my tattoos, and I love it. I feel like it healed not as well as I would have liked, but definitely still well. Like, I feel like the ink is kind of like faded a little bit just because it was very dry and I was trying so hard to kind of keep the flaking under control. For those who don't know, when you get a tattoo, first it's like nice and like smooth, and then after like a day or two it starts to kind of like bump up, and like your ink like rises out of your skin, and it's possible to like peel it off and then the ink comes off with it. And I actually had a little thing with that on the first tattoo I got, which I'll talk about later. But this one, because my skin was so dry because it was winter, it was very hard for me to keep the flaking under control. I used the moisturizer they gave me and all that kind of stuff, and I made sure I cleaned it correctly. But it was just kind of hard to keep it under control. But it still, you know, it turned out great. Like, obviously, like, it's there, so that's all I can ask for. It's so black. It's not all, like, choppy or anything. So yeah, this is obviously my favorite one. So yeah, I really love this tattoo, and this was my most recent one. Moving over to my next arm, I have this one here. So it's just a quote tattoo, and what it is it says in Italian, "Così è la vita," which means, like, roughly translated, "such is life." So what's behind this is my Nana, who passed away almost a year ago now. She was a huge part of my life. She lived in my house with my family for 10 years, so she was always around. So it just kind of means, like, exactly what it sounds like. Like, such is life. That's life. Life is going to, you know, do what it's going to do, and it's up to you to kind of make the best out of it, and to, you know, look on the positive side, and to look on the brighter side of every situation, and just kind of make the most out of life for yourself. So yep, it's just kind of like a simple, like, cursive script look. And what's funny about this is that I knew that I wanted this. I knew that I wanted this quote, and I was trying to, like, you know, pick a font and everything and, like, figure out how I wanted it to look. And then just one random day, my boyfriend texted me with a picture of this exact quote, all written out exactly like this, and was like, "How about this?" And I looked at it and I was like, that's exactly what I want. Like, he was just like, I was just bored and I knew you wanted that. And apparently he's really good at just writing simple quotes out, and it was like exactly what I was visualizing. He just texted me a picture of just like a white lined piece of paper with this on it, and he was like, "What if you get something like this?" And I was like, what if I get that exact thing, because I really like that. And so that's exactly what I did. I love it a lot. I really do. More because it's like very simple, but it has a lot of meaning at the same time. I got this in November of 2016, so last November, I guess, during Thanksgiving break. When I was home from college, I got this. Okay, so the next tattoo is my first tattoo. So this, you can really tell that it's like a first tattoo kind of thing. So how am I gonna do this? I'm just gonna pick up my tripod here, and I'm just gonna kind of like show it to you. Okay, that works. So this is the first tattoo I got. I got this in July of like 2016, so almost a year now I've had it. This is, as you can see, it is a paw print. So I got this because I mean, it's pretty simple. I love dogs, all animals, but especially dogs. I will literally cry if you show me a picture of a dog. I've had dogs all my life, and I love all of them to death. So yeah, I got this in July. It was pretty simple and easy. The only thing about this one is that the healing of it, I didn't know that you like weren't supposed to peel the like little flakes off. So I was just kind of going around and just kind of like scratching it whenever like I would see that they were kind of starting to flake. And that was kind of stupid because if you can see, the lighting isn't great. It's kind of like patchy, like right down here. There's like a little gap right here, right there. You can see. And obviously because it is on my foot, because I'm always wearing socks and shoes, it will naturally on its own, you know, fade. So I'm probably gonna have to get it touched up at some point. Not only because of me messing it up, but because of just like the natural fading. Yeah, I think it's so cute. It's like one that I always forget I have, but I just love it. And obviously I want to put it on my foot because it's a paw print and it's a foot, so I put it on my foot. Yeah, so I love it. I just think it's so cute and just kind of like shows another part of who I am and all that good stuff. So, yeah. Okay, so tattoos. Where do I start? So I'm gonna start with pain because it's always something that people ask me about whenever they ask me about my tattoos. So they always ask if it hurt, where it hurts most, all that kind of stuff. The one that hurt most obviously I think, was my foot because it's not a very like fatty area, and there's like, you know, that heel bone that's right there, and like it got kind of close to that, so it really just kind of like, you just really felt it coming closer to your bone. It wasn't horrible. It really was not horrible at all. And then my forearms barely hurt at all. You honestly barely even feel it. It just more feels like you're being tickled and like there's just like a vibration going through your arm. It does not feel like you're being stabbed with a needle in this area because there's like a nice layer of fat and muscle right there. So it's not really getting close to any bones or tendons. If you are concerned about pain, I would really not worry about it because you think it's gonna hurt and it does feel uncomfortable and you do get really like nervous because you're staring at a needle, they're coming towards your skin and it looks scary, and I feel like a lot of people just kind of like psych themselves out and that's why they get scared and they don't like it. And if you're someone who is kind of worried about pain, then I would try to plan out tattoos in places like your forearms, like the back of your shoulder, all that kind of stuff where it would not hurt as much if you're really concerned about it. So time, so this one took the roses about 45 minutes to an hour. It was a lot more intricate. You kind of had to like all the different like widths of the lines, and obviously it's bigger and everything like that. This also cost $200. Which is reasonable for a tattoo of this kind of size and this kind of line work. This one here cost me $75. It took probably 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, it was pretty simple, easy, because it was like all the same width line. They just kind of traced it right over. It was very easy, one color, all that good kind of stuff. The one on my foot took less than 5 minutes. It was super easy, cost me $50. It was over and done with, and that was that. So they were all pretty easy and like simple to do, and the prices were not horrible because people get tattoos and they have multiple sessions and it costs up to like $1,000 or more, and it's crazy, but honestly they're worth it because being a tattoo artist is being an artist, you know? Like, even if you're just kind of tracing something else that people already, you know, made before they came to you, you're still doing all that intricate work and you're putting something permanent on someone's body. So you should be paid a lot because that's crazy, and that takes patience, that takes skill, that takes confidence. So I think the price of tattoos is very much deserved and appropriate, and if you think that it's not, then honestly you're wrong because you just don't understand what a tattoo artist means, what being a tattoo artist means. Also, when it comes to tattoos, I would say do not hesitate. People always hesitate, and the next thing they know, it's 20 years later and they still haven't gotten it, and they're so scared to do it, and they just never end up getting it, and they regret not getting it, I think. So if you want something, and if you know that you want it, then get it. Like, you will not regret it unless it's something that you thought of for 30 seconds and then went and got it. As for tattoos that I want in the future, Right now, I'm not really sure of anything specific that I would want. I'm pretty content with what I have. I definitely know that I want more. I just don't know what yet, and I'm not just gonna kind of think of something just to put something on my body. I'm going to, just kind of live my life, and if I have an idea, then I'm gonna get it. And I always only want black tattoos. I don't really like color tattoos personally because I feel like they fade and then they kind of look kind of like eh. And I also really like just outlines of things. People always ask me, are you gonna like fill your roses in and shade them in? And I kind of like the outline. Like, I like the simplicity of it. So that's really all I have to say about tattoos and piercings and everything. I don't regret any of my tattoos or piercings. Yes, I don't have many of them, but I don't regret any of them. And I love having them. I feel like they just kind of put a part of me onto my body, which is so cool to me. And it, shows my personality, my style. So that is it for this video. If you liked it or maybe want to see more videos kind of like this, give it a big thumbs up so you can let me know, or comment down below as well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and click that button down below as well. Thank you for watching and listening to me talk about random stuff. So thanks again, and I will see you guys next time. Woohoo! If I flip this over and it's not recording, I'm gonna jump off a bridge. Oh yay!